Good evening, everyone. My name is Shabab Abdullah. Today I'm going to discuss Professor Patrick Winston's How to Speak. In this slide, we can see Professor Patrick Winston's How to Speak is an MIT tradition for over 40 years. Moreover, this presentation is designed to improve our public speaking skills. Uh, in this slide, he explains in his lecture video that communication is the most important thing in one's life. As a result, he introduced us to a formula that presents Q equal to KPT. Here, we can see Q means quality, K stands for knowledge, P stands for practice, and T is for talent. Here we can see that the letter T is in small letter, and that shows us that knowledge and practice are more important than inborn talent. So we should gather knowledge and practice more. On this fourth slide, we will learn how we can start talking. We should not start any kind of speech with a joke. Rather than that, we can start with a promise to the audience that what we will learn after the seminar. Uh, we have to make sure our idea is repeated many times in order to be completely clear to everyone. This is the third option and cycle. And lastly, we can sum up our ideas. It will help the audience better understand the topic, and this is called verbal punctuation. In this slide, we will talk about some basic things. Firstly, place and time. Now we will have some ideas about places and times, and the base time for having a lecture is at 11 a.m. because it is not too early and not too late. We have to be careful that we should not have any kind of lecture after lunch. It is recommended that before the lecture we visit the location, and furthermore the place should not be full or less half. It must be chosen according to the number of the listeners attending the seminar. Now let's talk about teaching. In the case of teaching, we can use boards because they have graphics, speed, and targets. Again, we have to take care of our hands. We shouldn't hold them behind our back. It is better to keep them straight and use them for pointing at on the board. On the other hand, we can use props in order to make our ideas visual. Visual perception is the most effective way to interact with listeners. Now, lastly, job talks. Slides should be used for any kind of work presentation. In this slide, we will talk about presentation slides. We shouldn't put too many words on a slide because slides should just reflect what we are trying to say. We should make our slides as simple as possible, and we shouldn't add any distracting pictures or points. And moreover, pictures attract attention and people start to wait for an explanation. Lastly, the most important thing is not to use a laser pointer because it harms the interaction between the audience and the speaker. Instead of that, we can make the arrow just like on the slide. It is better. Now it's time to learn how to end a speech. Um, Asking questions is the worst way to end a speech. Rather than that, we can tell a joke at the very end of the event, since people will leave the event feeling fun and will keep a good memory. Otherwise, we can sum up the ideas in we discussed our speech. Um, then saying thank you to the audience is not a good thing. Rather than that, we can end with a quote of, or we can salute the people for their valuable time. So thank you people for your valuable time. This is Shabab Abdullah. This is from my side, and thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum.